Well, hello, beautiful, beautiful people. How are you doing, my friends? I have left up the trigger warning, which I hate the word triggered. Wasn't Trigger the Lone Ranger's horse? I left it up for a second because today we have a very sensitive topic. And there's going to be people possibly that come in that might have a different opinion than we do. I'm going to start by saying this. I don't blame victims. I don't. And considering these charges against Daniel, it seems that it's not just he said, she said anymore, as was described in his news interview. And we will get to that. Trust me, we will. First, what are you doing this weekend? What's going on? Everyone happy? Everyone ready for the Super Bowl? Everyone ready for whatever you got going on? Anyone thinking about planting their garden? Muir Camp said, I'm triggered by the word trigger. It's used too much. It's used way too much. Oh, that triggers me. That triggers. I just get triggered when I hear it. And I'm like, okay, I don't get it, but hey, whatever. NC Mountain Girl said, I'm ready for a snowstorm. Cheeky Vamp said, camping in my bed watching YouTube drama. Girl, hit me up. Let me know what's going on. Well, I made a post yesterday when it was posted that old Dan the Man went to the jail on Monday. And the charges are horrible. People are asking who pressed charges. Well, easy. Law enforcement pressed the charges. They did. Okay? We don't live, well, I can't speak for Canada. We don't live in a civil society where we can just take the law into our own hands. That is the truth. We just can't. And so when they started putting A, B, C, and D together, and they found about some things that were going on between September and March, they knew that Dan the Man, you know, Mr. Farmer, Mr. I work one day a week unless I'm too busy to work, and I find women to support me, and I find women that can't support me, but they can get money from their grandmas. They seem to have a lot of evidence. I think this is going to escalate into something bigger. First off, let's tell Kat, girl, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to spank you. She's making it rain. All right. A lot of you are getting a snowstorm this weekend. Count me out of that mess. Count me out. Don't want to, I'm going to sound like Morgan Wallen right now. Don't want to think about it. I got to drink about it. Because, baby, she's gone. And get your boots on. And I'm going to need some whiskey glasses. I don't ever want to hear about the snow again after what we have gone through for the last week. Radio God said, buried in my mountain. You own a mountain? Is it like a mountain of pillows? Is it like a mountain of blankets? Or are you really on a mountain? Because that scares the shit out of me. All right, let's tell everyone good morning and happy to have friends. Yeah, piss on winter and people that just love it when it snows. Like, I love snow. I love snow. I love snow. I love snow. I don't like being cold, and I don't like sledding in nasty ass snow. It serves a purpose. It really does. It takes care of bug control, snakes, stuff like that. What I don't like is when I'm trying to make snow ice cream and I find out there's dog shit in it. Can't do it. Can't do it. And I have a very good snow ice cream recipe. Now, I posted on the Crime Lines and Lies YouTube channel yesterday a post talking about Daniel being arrested. You all had a lot of stuff to say. Let me get to your comments. By the way, remember, if I highlight your comment, email me, and you'll be put into a drawing for a prize. Okay? Very important to always leave a comment. Teresa, 8793, said, damn. Hopefully, they get to the truth about Jack and Lily. Seems to me that the water's about to boil. Been wrong before? Don't mind being wrong. My vantage point, it seems that way. Gates of Dawn. Who was he doing that to? Oh boy. I have a theory, but nothing's going to come out until the court records are available on March 2nd, when Daniel goes. I think we can all surmise that the timeline adds up to these things happen to Malaya. Carrie G said, anyone really surprised? No, I did a show and I said, I'm really not surprised by this coming out. I'm just really not. Because, we knew that Malaya had been alienated. We knew all these things. We knew that they asked for his DNA. We knew a lot of stuff going on. The question is, from when she said this to RCMP in May, why did it take till now to put charges? Why was Daniel's DNA asked for not too long ago? Shouldn't they have asked for that way before? But I don't know. They're the authorities, not me. Fun to Ski said, allegedly, it is the years 2024 through March of 2025. Not allegedly. That is actually the charges. They would indicate Malaya Brooks, who has filed these charges against Daniel Martel, unless he had another woman besides Malaya. Each charge could potentially be up to 10 years in prison. It will be interesting if another woman comes forward to collaborate the same issues that Malaya, like maybe Taylor, maybe the mother of the older two children. She said, I know it's not most likely. It's a preliminary process of notice of charges and maybe receiving attorney for free due to the ability to pay out of pocket for said attorney. She said, just my opinion here. I agree. Webs of Deceit said, I swear if you look up douchebag in the dictionary, he will allegedly be pictured. Okie doke. Y'all had a lot to say. Linda Glover said, he can kiss that fake goody act by now. Now that the real Daniel Martel has been revealed, this helps explain why good old Janie had such a panic in her voice as she tried to explain the events that took place on Thursday. Always keep Thursday in your mind. Thursday is the key day. I think she could hear plenty out in her Winnebago. Yeah, that tuna can, I agree. She heard those kids crying as Daniel was hitting them. She also knew it was just a matter of time until Daniel did something really stupid and injured one of them and was caught by police. I couldn't agree more. Question is, why would Janie sit back and watch this? Why would she? She said she couldn't take the noise in the mobile home, and she went to the RV. She said she couldn't take the noise. I think most people thought she was referring to the children. They're too noisy. Is that what she meant? Why, with all this going on, are the children missing? Is it because they're the only eyewitnesses to what was really going on? We know Janie's not going to say anything. We know that. We got that down pat. Are they gone because they witnessed something really bad between Daniel and Malaya? Daniel said they had a big fight on Thursday. What exactly happened on Thursday that the children had to go poof? Why is Daniel the golden child? Why did his brother Justin have to come to him and say, listen, she's leaving you. She's leaving you. And walk away crying? A lot to look at, a lot to dissect, and a lot to think about. All right. We have two special guests back. I'm going to bring them up one at a time. Everyone's going to mind their manners. Where's my crazy Canadians? Where'd they go? Where are the people that were freaking fighting about which province is better? Man, Brooks needs some juice in her step. Without further ado, let's bring up Jeannie True Crime and Kent Corbett. All right. Well, hello, Jeannie. Hello, Kent. First off, I have to address a comment. V. Oakley eats too much when her bits get cold. I don't know what to do about this. Can anyone please get a heating pad to V. Oakley? I don't know if we're talking about toes or what we're fingers between the legs, but she eats a lot when her bits get cold. Speaking of your bits getting cold, how's it going out there, Kent? I know you've been doing a lot of snow plowing.
Yeah. And as you were talking earlier and saying that you don't want no more snow or whatever, well, that's some people's income. So just think that some of us do want it. Now, if you live in a place that doesn't normally get it, like Florida, Oklahoma, and down south, yeah, I can see why they wouldn't want any more.
Well, can you send it to Utah? That's where my friend Two Boston Moms lives. She loves snow.
No, right. Tell them to send it to me.
Oh, you want more snow?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Selling igloos? What's going on there, Kent?
I'm trying to make some money.
Well, damn the luck.
I don't have a monthly check like everybody accuses me of.
Well, I don't think your finances are anyone's business. I mean, why don't you do the snow dance backward?
Well, no, we've got enough as it is right now. So 2 feet, almost 2 feet on the last weekend. We went Monday to Wednesday before we were done. And then we got another storm, which is about to be the same size, but higher winds this weekend. So I don't like the blowing snow. But
how do you drive that, Kent?
How do I drive?
Yeah.
It's no problem to drive when you got four-wheel drive and take your time.
Well, I'm not talking about that, but if it's blowing snow and you have a whiteout and you can't see, what do you do?
I slow down or pull over or hope that I'm in the middle of the road and I don't get in the ditch. That happens all the time. When you're going in the driveway, you can have the wipers on full blast, but once the snow comes up over the plow, you can't see where you're going. You're hoping you're in the middle of the driveway until you get slowed down and get the snow to calm down. And last weekend was real bad for that because it was just like sugar or powder, like it was real light.
Mm-hmm.
Just by luck, we didn't have much wind like they were forecasting. But this weekend, they're saying 70 and 80 km/h winds with the snow. So
Yeah, nobody has time for that noise except for you because you make money from it.
yeah,
Well,
We
we're
have
pros. We're pros now. We've been doing this for years,
yeah,
driving
we
in the
grew up with
snow.
it, right, Jeannie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you live in northern New Brunswick, you don't get a break from it like we do.
No, we get snow like every day.
Yeah,
And it's kind of a good thing that we do get snow because what happens, it warms up when we get snow.
yes. It's not usually real cold like
No.
last weekend and snow too. That very seldom happens that you have both at the same time. But
Yeah, we were in like -30 with a snowstorm.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I need real Canadians to explain to me what real cold is.
Real
Uh,
cold,
Mhm.
like -30. I think one year we got up to -43 here.
Okay, so once it gets to like 20 degrees, you all go outside and lay in your bathing suits?
Hell no.
People start walking around with shorts on when it's +10.
Yeah. Oh no. -20 here is cold.
Mhm.
But -20 can be colder on the worst night of -35 with the wind chill.
Yeah, it's tolerable.
Because it all depends on how damp it is.
Mhm.
And if you've got wind, it's usually a real dry cold.
Yeah.
And the wind blows through you. But -20 can be pretty goddamn cold if it's damp
Yeah.
and you're wet and everything else. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
had anxiety one time. I think it was like in 2021. My husband and I were staying in a hotel in Illinois, and I was doing FaceTime with Jeannie, and she was showing me the snow, and it just kept hitting the window and hitting the window. And I mean, I about had a damn panic attack. No, for me. I'll send you a tornado, and you send me some snow. How about that?
Yeah.
No, we don't want no tornadoes.
No,
We don't
need
have
that.
tie downs or on our houses or roofs
No.
so we're not prepared for that.
We're not equipped. Like Florida isn't equipped for snow. We're not equipped for tornadoes.
Okay, well, we're really not either. We just have Jesus. So, speaking of,
But I'll tell you, I one thing that I will say about snow, the last 2 weekends, Sunday and Monday, we had storms.
Mm-hmm.
This past week, last weekend, we had almost 2 feet of snow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The weekend before, we had 6 inches of snow, and it weighed 10 times more than the 2 feet of snow did. Just because 2 weeks ago, it was so wet, a wet type of snow, packy. It was excellent for making snowmen, but man, oh man, was it ever heavy.
Yeah, the fluffy snow is the best.
Yeah.
You don't even need to clean your car off. You just start driving, the snow just blows right off your car.
That's it. All right, so I'm going to start with Jeannie. Were you surprised with what hit the news yesterday about Daniel's charges and being arrested?
No, I was not. Considering the fact that everything came out 2 weeks ago about him being abusive, controlling, no, I was not surprised. I'm actually surprised this didn't come out sooner, is what I'm surprised about.
Well, those things take time. Investigations aren't done that quick. So let's look at this. Okay. Stepfather of missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, face sex assault and other charges. All right. RCMP in Pictou County has charged a stepfather of missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan. I really wish they would quit calling him the stepfather and Janie the step grandmother. I don't think they've earned any sort of title.
No.
I just really don't. Daniel Robert Martell of Lansdowne is also charged with assault and forcible confinement. So I've had questions for the last almost 9 months. Why didn't Malaya just leave? That charge explains it.
When you put a wrench in the door,
That explains it. That explains it.
Don't get too ahead of yourself.
Well, you do tell me, Kent. Are you working for RCMP now?
No, but the way that this happened and what I'm hearing locally, I have speculation, strictly speculation. And I know that some news outlets are reporting it from September to March.
mm-hmm.
But CTV last night actually said the 3 charges from this investigation or whatever are all stemming from the same incident which happened December 1st, 2024. And
2025, you mean?
nope.
2024. But isn't it funny how the media just runs with anything? Sometimes I think they look at Facebook comments because they
Well,
don't.
no, I think what they were doing is because like they're sort of censored by government and
Mhm.
policing. So when they're given a range, and it's at the time of the story, and that's what the reporter on CTV said, is they initially got the email from the spokesperson for the RCMP, but at news time at 6 o'clock, between the time that they got the email listing the charges and whatnot from the RCMP spokesman,
Mhm.
they have received the documents from the courts.
Mhm.
And that is what Bruce Frisco, the CTV reporter, updated the story by saying that these incidents are stemming from the same incident happening December 1st, 2024 against an adult female.
Mhm.
And I have my suspicions
Who do you think
that
it
it
is?
might
Do you
that it
think?
might not be against Malaya.
Okay. Okay.
And the reason why I say that
let me
is
finish
because
before you jump in. So we do know when this broke about the abuse and what she
Yeah.
said, they asked for his DNA. Now, anyone that talks to a friend of hers that she lives with right now will tell you that she is fully cooperating right now.
yeah,
And that's-
no, I have no doubts with that. All that, I just think that
she's no martyr in my mind. Okay, her children are missing. Okay, and then that she had to seek medical attention, hence why they needed his DNA to match for what she needed done in November of 2024. You see what I'm saying, Kent?
But no, well, this was December 2024, and the kids didn't go missing till May 2nd. So, and the forcible confinement, if it was Malaya, how do we explain that Malaya get away from Daniel to go to the hospital to report the sexual assault? And then probably take DNA on record, just because if it was at that point, it could be a he said, she said thing. But through the investigation, because whoever made the complaint of the events happening and went to the hospital and had it recorded and everything else, and then 2 weeks ago, we find out that they asked for Daniel's DNA, blood sample from Daniel to get his DNA to compare against the results from the blanket, as he told us.
Well, he lies.
And then all of a sudden,
no, I'm telling you right now, nobody ever tells you what they need things for. They'll just say,
yeah, I know, I'm just saying. And then it come up as like, if that whoever made the sexual assault allegation, and if they went to the hospital and done like, well, they do it in rapes and sexual assaults and stuff all the time, and collect the DNA because they might not know their assailant.
Mhm.
But when Daniel provided an actual DNA sample and they put it into the system, boom, it popped up from this previous incident that it was his DNA. So therefore, now they have the critical evidence, and they go and arrest him and make the charges. So I'm not 100% convinced, because we know the way that he treated Malaya, and because we know the way that he talked and treated other people in the public since this case has started. You might make the conjecture that it could be somebody else.
Well, I know my heart's broken because I'm like the only woman on the planet he doesn't flirt with. So this is between September 1st of 2024 and March.
Yeah, but CTV says it happened on December the 1st.
Well, that's not what the court records say. That is not what RCMP says. So they're going to have to.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get that specific record.
Nope, not till March.
From the email, right? From the publications office.
No,
they're not going to tie it down that quite.
No, they won't have it till March 2nd. I mean, Melinda's been told that, and she will be in court, and then they'll know who the victim is. So go ahead and you put in here who you think it is. All right.
I don't have a clue of who else. Like, I don't know them. Like, everybody thinks that I know them, so I would know the people that would be around them. Mm-hmm. I know at one point somebody said there was a babysitter. At some other points,
they don't have no babysitter.
Well, I'm just saying, whether that's what they were there for or not, I'm just saying locally, that's a rumor that you heard.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That they had like a live-in babysitter at one point.
Had a live-in babysitter? Really? With sinking floors? And up over the roof? Nah. Yeah,
well, like I said, I don't have any idea of who else it could be. But I'm saying it's possible that it could be someone else other than Malaya, just because we know of his character and the way that he treats.
Let's concentrate on that, and let's give victims their dignity, please. Okay? I don't care what CTV said. I know what Globe and Mail has said, and the timeline adds up with Malaya. It totally does. And she also is the one, then her second visit to RCMP, their words, not mine, said that she finally told them what had been going on there.
Yeah.
And then CPS comes in December. Why, you ask? Because the kids are in a violent situation. So let's talk about this. Why weren't the children removed? And why didn't Janie do anything?
Yeah. In September, Jack went to school with a black eye. In December,
no, that was from December, right?
In December, he also
it was December that the teacher contacted CPS.
He also went to school with a black eye. And it was around that time that Malaya wanted out.
Well, she wanted out 2 or 3 times. There was yes, February, like they had the U-Haul rented in February.
No, they had the U-Haul rented in December for her to go, and she changed her mind.
Yeah. But they also had one set up and family ready to go in February as well.
That is
Look, I don't
possible.
care if the black eye came on 4th of July when everyone was eating corn and growing watermelon. The truth is, these children have been abused and they are missing. Daniel's children have said that they have seen, they have witnessed.
Yep.
And then we look at this. December 13th, 2024, 5 months before he and his sister disappeared, shows him sitting next to other students in the forest with a green and purple bruise below his eye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when the teachers report to CPS, right?
Yep.
Which we were told that that was got from Roughhousing. So where was CPS when they went and checked up on that report? Like you say, why weren't they put on like a probation period at that time, which would have caused the follow-up, right?
What I like to know is, did they ever go to the home?
I think they would if they opened a file as the minister stated. I think they would have had to have been there. Now, would it have been a surprise visit or an organized visit? I can't tell you that, right? They might have had noticed that it was happening and therefore had everything looking fairly decent. Food in the fridge.
I mean, what I think isn't going to solve shit.
No.
What I know they're working on, because when in September 2024, Daniel blamed the bruises on Lily.
Yep.
Like suddenly she's Xena.
Yep.
The Ninja Warrior. Like she's Tina Turner.
Well, I heard that he blamed the bruises in December on.
This is September 2024.
Yeah, but I say we've also heard in this case that the bruises in December that Jack was when the school reported it, that those bruises were said to have come from roughhousing as well.
Oh yeah, get real with that roughhousing. I mean, get real. Like Lily's going around just beating the shit out of Jack and herself. Come on.
And the same week that they went missing,
Lily gets the black eye from the Tonka truck.
Exactly.
And that's probably the true reason, although it wasn't stated as the reason, but that's probably the true reason why they didn't go to school Thursday and Friday.
Exactly. That is, I mean.
Exactly. And I believe.
Because they didn't want a subsequent report.
That's right.
And I agree. I believe Daniel 100% when he said they had a huge fight on Thursday. Well, who went missing? The two eyewitnesses that don't know strangers. They went missing. What do you think, Kent?
I heard there was a fight over money that afternoon, but that was in public. So like I say, we've only have involved family members sightings after that point, so we know that it was from that point till the next morning when the report was made, right?
Jack was never seen again since Thursday.
No, neither one was.
Lily was.
Oh yeah, well Lily was seen. It was stated that Jack was heard. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But nobody has seen Jack since Thursday when they went to town. That was his last sighting of him.
And that's only if you can believe Daniel that he actually seen Jack or Lily.
Yeah.
Friday morning.
We can all say that we can take that with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
And anytime there's a fight in public, it gets finished somewhere else that no one can see.
Yep.
That's right.
My words.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this.
Daniel Martel, the stepfather of Jack and
I need a background like that. Damn, I'm just sitting on a shit brown couch.
Lily, the missing Sullivan siblings from Pictou County, faces charges not related to the children. Let's go right to CTV late anchor Bruce Frisco in the news center. Bruce, details pretty sparse, but what do we know?
Well, I'll tell you, Todd, as you say, very few details. We received some basic facts in an email this afternoon from RCMP, and we obtained some court documents about an hour ago. The arrest actually happened at the start of this week. So police arrested 34-year-old Daniel Robert Martel of Lansdowne on Monday.
My God, I can't believe he's still around, Kent.
Okay, question. And this is for everybody. Why do you think it took till yesterday to tell people that Daniel had been arrested?
Because the courts were closed. You keep watching this story and stuff, and I don't think he actually spent the night in jail. I think he was. If you look, Michelle After Dark.
I'm not asking about the courts. Trust me, the internet was open. Why do you think it took till Thursday to put out that he had been arrested?
Because nobody was working. Monday and Tuesday, it would have been Wednesday before anybody was working. And they put it out on Wednesday, and it all came to the public Thursday.
Okay, again, makes no sense because the internet always works.
But they don't work just with the internet. I'm talking about court people. Courts were closed here Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, court people I'm not worried about. I'm talking about Globe and Mail, CTV, CBC. I'm talking about all of the other people. Internet works. So why was it not reported, beep, 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 boop, 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 to one of those publications that, hey, we have Daniel Martel and he has been charged and he's in jail?
Because he wasn't in jail. He was arrested Monday. He would have been, the charges would, and this is what I was just going to say. Michelle After Dark done a nice little short video this morning, and she had the Canadian law called right up, and it says that the person can be arrested, booked, and charges filed and released by the arresting officer on conditions. And I would say that's the way this went down. They went out Monday, which was the middle of the snowstorm. Mm-hmm. They took him in. They booked his charges. They released him on his own recognizance.
Mm-hmm. Because there was no bond.
No, he was released on his own recognizance with conditions. They've already been watching him. They know where he's lived. They know where he doesn't travel. They know what he has to drive and can't drive. Yeah. So they released him on his conditions. And then Wednesday, when the courts opened, they got everything filed, and then it came out and came to the public on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, Just Me said, actually, you're being quite rude. We don't deserve that. Who's being rude, Susan? I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about the courts being opened up. I'm not talking about that. If he was released on his own recognizance on Monday, why was it not reported on Monday? Why?
Because other than the frontline officers, the office staff wouldn't be there.
Nobody knew on Monday that he got arrested.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that. He just went to the jail on Monday.
So the jail was open, but nobody else.
Yeah. There'd be no person, like the officers work, they work in all weather conditions, don't matter. And 911 people work. But the supporting office staff and the communications officers and stuff, they probably weren't in the office on Monday and Tuesday.
Well,
maybe late Tuesday.
Now, I really don't care. We found out yesterday. It was just a question. Making excuses for criminals never works.
It's just the way the Canadian law system is, Brooks. Mm-hmm. It's nothing surprises me that it was arrested Monday and we found out yesterday.
Oh no, that doesn't surprise me neither. Doesn't surprise me one bit.
Well, I mean, does it surprise you that someone that's been charged with basically rape would be released on their own recognizance?
That
Nope.
does. To me, it does.
Well, like if it would have been a rape charge,
Mhm.
then possibly, but sexual assault, whether you like it or not, that's the Canadian justice system. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
we're lenient, like we are. Like these people that make the illegal drugs, they can get shut down for production and making and distributing and trafficking. They can get arrested. They'll shut them all down, take all their stuff.
Hmm.
And a year later, they could be back charging the same people for the same products, for the same offenses.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Interesting.
Of Lansdowne on Monday, January 26th, around 11:30 in the morning. He is facing 3 charges, serious charges: assault, sexual assault, and forcible confinement. Court documents say the victim was an adult female, and the alleged incidents occurred on Gerlach Road in Lansdowne on December 1st, 2024. That's about 6 months before the children vanished from their home. Martel, I don't have to tell you, has been a very public face.
Okay, I've already
6
spoken to
months.
people about this, and I mean, December to May is 5 months, so I
I'm
don't know
still
why they said that.
confused.
Yeah,
Well,
this,
January and February, March, April, May is 5. May is the 5th month of the year. So if it happened in December, it's 6 months.
okay, tomato, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months. Okay. And we know there was an issue in September. We know there was an issue in November. But I mean, anybody that wants to fangirl Daniel, they can have at it.
I'm not fangirling. I just repeat
I'm
what.
not talking about you, buddy.
in their home.
Okay.
Martel, I don't have to
I'm
tell you,
just
has been a
taking
very
that.
public face of this very high-profile story. He was living with the children's mother when they disappeared last May. He has spoken with reporters on several occasions and insisted he's done everything investigators have asked him to do. But he's also complained he's felt like he's been living under an unfair cloud of suspicion, especially in online groups. The Sullivan case, of course, has made headlines right around the world. Police have conducted multiple extensive searches, including using cadaver dogs, but they have yet to find any trace of the missing 4- and 6-year-old children. There were private searches as well. We can tell you Martel has been released on a number of conditions, and he's due in Pictou Provincial Court on March the 2nd, so that's a little better than a month away. We also need to stress that none of these allegations have yet been proven in court, Todd.
Right, you are. Okay, thank you, Bruce. And Bruce will have any new information between now and 11:30 in our late update tonight.
Well, considering what Jeannie's been telling me, what Kent's been telling me, March 2nd seems to be pretty quick. Seems like there's a sense of urgency with this arraignment.
Well, that's why I say it depends if you're looking at it, but they strictly say in all the reports that it's not connected to the children's case. So if you were dealing with it in the timeline of May 2025, then yes, I would say, but this isn't when he's going to trial on it. All March 2nd will be the date that he makes his plea, guilty or not guilty.
Yeah, he's going to show up. He's going to say not guilty, and we're going to read his charges. I mean, I understand how that works.
Yeah, and there'll be a year or two probably before it hits the court system.
And I mean, if your system works like ours, then there's going to be hearing after hearing after hearing after hearing after hearing. So, Jeannie, did you think it was fast? I mean, you live there. I don't. Because, I mean, arraignments here normally happen within a week. So did you think March 2nd was fast?
I thought it was pretty fast. I mean, you got to understand, too, the complainant is out, you know, and I mean, she's probably hiding, right? So they want this in court as fast as they can, you know?
So, I mean, let's just fast track real quick. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give opinion, and we're going to go ahead and do speculation. Let's say the trial is tomorrow. Malaya or whoever will testify. They will have a lot of evidence because they obviously have evidence, or they wouldn't have locked him up. There wouldn't be charges. Okay, this is not some third world country. And so, how long do you think he would serve for these horrible charges?
The minimum, according, and like I say, this was again, Michelle brought it up in her video from this morning. This is the only reason why I'm even able to comment on what the penalties would be. But on the assault and forcible confinement, its minimum is 2 years less a day. And possible up to 7 to 8 years, because there was no weapons used in the thing. Because if weapons was used, then it would become an aggravated sexual assault. And then on the sexual assault charge, the maximum is 10 years. Minimum, I think she said, was 3 to 5. All depending on the circumstances. So it's in that range.
Okay, I just read another article that said 10 to 15 on each charge, but she must have made a phone call, so I don't know.
Those would be the max.
Yeah, here in Canada, he'd be really lucky to get 5 years.
Yeah.
Here in Canada. Really
On
lucky.
the sexual assault and stuff, because it wasn't aggravated.
Yeah.
Now, if they can subsequent that to an aggravated, or if it would have been against a minor, a person under the 16 years of age, then it goes to the 15.
Yeah, it would be much worse.
Yeah. But
Okay.
2 years, 2 years plus a day is the minimum.
Daphne called and they said 10 years for confinement and 18 months. The lesser charge is 18 months. I don't know. That's the reason I ask my friends.
That'd be the range, yeah.
Okay. Shenanigans said allegedly, Daniel, getting really tired of words like allegedly and triggered. Let's find some other words to use. But I'm digging this comment so much. Was at a Cropple on Monday looking rough, and he must have needed some poutine real bad. What is poutine, Kent? I know you know. My husband knows because he's from upstate New York.
French fries with gravy and cheese.
Well, who's paying for that?
I don't know.
He don't have any job. He didn't have.
He's back to work his 1 or 2 days a week.
Well, good for him. Well, there you go.
I don't know if he's working full time or not, but I've heard that he's back to work is part time.
One step in the right direction. Okay, so let's go way back in time. Okay, we're going to go way back in time. Way back in time. Well, not that far back. When Malaya left and she told everybody, well, I can't say everybody because I didn't speak to her, that she was forced off the property. The truth is, Janie told her sister Haley to leave and never come back.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. Watch this.
Struggling to comprehend the behavior of the mother of missing siblings, Jack and Lily Sullivan. It seems that from the beginning, Malaya Brooks Murray was more concerned about distancing herself from her partner, Daniel, though she left the last place her kids were allegedly seen at and blocked him on social media. From what the public can see, Daniel is more concerned about talking about the kids and searching for them than their own mother. She believes they were abducted, but never pleaded for them. She says she was told by police to not talk to the media. I would love to know if that is true. Why would the police tell her to stop spreading awareness for her missing children?
The police did not.
Nope.
They said be mindful.
Yeah.
Her
She-
and Cindy, yes, who said
They
be careful.
told Daniel that too.
Just be
Right.
careful what you say.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that sage advice to anyone? I don't care if you're going to the come and go to get a pop. Aren't you always mindful of what you say?
Yes.
Should be.
No one told her not to talk.
Almost immediately after the kids went missing, Malaya deactivated her Facebook page, a tool that could be used to raise awareness for the kids. She deactivated it. She then returned a few days later to make some changes. She changed her status back to single, as well as removed Daniel off her profile picture. Her children are missing, but yet she is more interested in changing her status to single. It's very interesting. I've just heard that Malaya reactivated her Facebook a second time, this time to remove all the photos of her and Daniel together. Those on Facebook were sharing screenshots they took of the Facebook page before it was removed. Here are some beautiful family photos taken. Another observation that online sleuths have been making is that Daniel never posted photos of Jack and Lily on his Facebook page. He only posted with Malaya and then of his own 2 kids. Days after the children vanished, Daniel changed his profile picture to a family picture. The search has once again been called off for the children after not finding.
Now, some people would find it odd that. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. That Daniel only put pictures up of Meadow and his children. And some people would say, well, no, that's appropriate to do. Of course, I'm being fair here because, well, they're not his children.
But still, if he's being claimed as a stepfather and he's more than willing and posting pictures of Meadow,
Mhm.
where we know she's at, like, yes, Daniel's been on mainstream media saying that he wants the kids to be found, but like you say, if he's not including post about the kids being missing on his Facebook, is he any better in saying that he's looking at the kids more than what Malaya is? I don't think so.
No, that wasn't really my point. What I'm saying is it's always dangerous to post pictures of children regardless. Okay.
But
If
I
you-
guess now he's taken them all down too. Somebody was saying in one of the groups yesterday.
He posts once a month a picture of him and
In
Meadow.
my opinion, he wants the control and he wants to show his control.
Mhm.
That is my opinion.
But somebody in the
always
group said
wanted
that he's
that.
removed pictures of Meadow.
Yeah, he always wanted that from the very beginning. He always wanted the control.
For sure. Control the narrative.
Yep. And that's exactly what he did.
No, he hasn't removed anything. I'm looking at his
I don't
Facebook.
hear Brooks.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have to get out and come back in. I
Finding
don't hear
anything.
Brooks at all.
It's unclear what the next step will hold in this case. No suspects have been named, and it looks like they're treating the case as just 2 kids who wandered away into the forest. Many believe there is a lot more to this case, and that someone knows exactly what happened to Jack and Lily.
It makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense now, the way that things have shaken up. And so anyone that says, Daniel isn't posting pictures, those are his 2 oldest children. That is him and Meadow.
Oh,
It's right here.
Isn't that his old Facebook page?
Nope, same one. The same one that he posts from every day. Basically, he's just made a bunch of stuff private.
Okay.
And he started doing that probably when he got out of the jail.
Point.
Yes, probably.
Once he got out of the clink. And I can tell you right now, I'm not taking up for any of these damn people until the truth comes out. Because 9 months is too long, and you've got 3 people that were there on that property, and no one can say shit, even if they had a mouthful of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's 3 people that were on the property. 3 people that know exactly what happened to Jack and Lily. 3 adults.
Or have a better understanding as opposed to raking the driveway and just couldn't get her ass out of bed.
Yeah, raking that one or all of those boot prints except for one.
Hold on. What did Cheryl say? Cheryl said he removed all photos and blocked me yesterday. He privated a bunch of photos yesterday. A bunch of photos. And that's why I think that he wasn't released on his own recognizance. I mean, I trust some people and some people I don't. The whole everyone said or somebody told me doesn't sit well with me, but when someone knows, they know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just look at the, if you look at like in Michelle's video, the actual case law, it gives you, she goes down and it gives you the example. And I would say with the courts being closed Monday and Tuesday,
Mhm.
that it says right there from underneath the Canadian law at the last, near the last part of the video, is in a case like this, a person can be arrested. They can be booked by the arresting officer and given conditions of release and let go. And we know that that would have happened because he didn't have a court appearance.
Okay, keywords. You don't need Michelle After Dark to tell you about the laws in your own country. And don't get me wrong, I love Michelle After Dark.
No,
And-
but I can't read them word for word and quote them.
But could be, can't
But when
be.
they're written on paper, you see that's the
Well,
case. And
Let me look up some laws here in America. Let me look them up.
yeah, but they're different. Look what Trump is doing.
Oh, did he take Lily and Jack? Are you saying that now?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, he's blamed for everything else. I mean, shit.
All I'm saying, the ones that are responsible for Lily and Jack missing or knowing what happened is, like you said, is the 3 people on the property. What has happened in America, I believe, is happening because of the leadership that's in America. Some people may disagree, but that's my opinion.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. You don't live here. But you live in Canada, and you've got Michelle After Dark explaining your laws to you.
No, it's not the fact that she explained them. It's the fact that she had them in front of my face and I could read them. Like, I'm not a law expert. I wouldn't be able to state what the law states other than knowing right from wrong. But I couldn't state the actual laws and the terminology that they use. But when she brought up the penalties and stuff for offenses listed in these charges,
can I go ahead?
Tells you.
And you do know. Well, you don't have to worry about it because you don't live here. Okay, Coco Pop said Biden took Summer. Now Trump took Jack and Lily, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this.
No, not you. Your organization's terrible. Your organization's terrible. Let's go. Go ahead. Quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news.
These children are too important. Okay? They're way too important. than to sit there and say, well, someone explained the law to me, and so I think nothing's going on. And I'm not saying you, Kent. I'm not saying you. Something's brewing up. Something's coming down.
I agree.
Newly unsealed court documents in Lillian Jack Sullivan's missing persons case are raising questions about the relationship between the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and stepfather, Daniel Martel. Filed to support search warrant applications for the case, the documents lay out Brooks Murray's and Martel's responses to investigators' questions. When asked if Martel was ever physically abusive in their relationship, Brooks Murray said he would, quote, try to block her, hold her down, and once pushed her. She said he would also take her phone from her when she tried to call her mom.
Okay, that kind of sounds like the confinement charge that's on Daniel.
Yes. Yes. I agree. It does. It does a lot.
It definitely does. But all I say in that is they say that it's not directly related. It is not directly related to the kid situation. And I think that if these charges were against Malaya,
No, we all know. We all know
it's
that.
all a factor of the case.
I know, but it's separate, Kent. It's separate. There's 2 missing kids. Now we have Daniel being arrested for sexual assault, for confinement. They're both separate things. They're not the
Incidents.
same.
They're both separate incidents. I understand that. And we also have the information that was released at whatever point it was when Taylor was affected. So you have 2, possibly 3, if this is somebody else, instances involving the same accusations and charges.
Okay, but this is before the kids went missing.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor didn't come into the, and I don't like talking about her. She's irrelevant. But she came in after the kids went missing.
I understand that. But don't
Well,
you
the
think
charges go back from September of 2024 till what is it, March?
March? Yeah,
Of
well, and that's what I'm saying, Jeannie. But there's a pattern of behavior. And if this is another victim, then when it goes to court and the trial, they're going to be able to bring up, if it's not Malaya, they're going to be able to bring up everything that's happened with Malaya in this realm of circumstances. They'll bring everything up that is able to be proven in Taylor's situation, because some of that was self-inflicted, as she admitted to. And then you have this victim.
That was
If it's Malaya, then you just have the corroborating evidence.
That was in June and July of 2025. And I personally do not care who the victim is. I am not saying this has anything to do with Jack and Lily. All I'm saying is the popcorn's popping. The water's boiling over.
The pattern of behavior is the same.
I agree with that. The pattern of behavior, and God forbid there is more victims out there.
Well, that's what we'll find out come March, right?
Well, I hope they come forward and they're not scared to come forward.
Yeah. Well, the domestic partner violence in Nova Scotia, if you've been watching the news, it's been getting quite a bit of...
Yeah, well, Michelle After Dark probably told you that. Let me ask you something, Kent.
No, she did not.
How much are you going to pay me on March 2nd when it turns out that it's Malaya?
How much am I going to pay you? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Malaya. I totally wouldn't. Well, like I say, it's a pattern of behavior.
Okay.
But we know there's a pattern of behavior, well, with at least 2 people in public, that being Malaya and Taylor.
Okay.
So, but it also wouldn't surprise me like Jeannie said, if there's other victims.
All right.
No, it would not surprise me at all if there was other victims.
No.
Mhm.
And I hope and pray that if there is, that they will come forward as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if not, I'll just call Michelle after dark. She'll explain everything to me. All right. You know, Kent, I'm just jabbing at you.
I know.
Okay.
When she tried to call her mom,
Hey, by the way, where's Durwood?
He's around.
Can someone signal him to come in? I have some questions for him because he's part of this. He made up that huge lie about seeing the kids being put in a car, which we know now is totally impossible. And also, he owes me some nudes.
which would
Well,
sometimes
I can let you know that I let him know about this. He didn't know about it.
What did he? What did he say?
He didn't know what the hell was going on. Because I was just getting home from relicensing my truck when I came in, checked Messenger. I said, holy fuck, what? This is cool. And so then I sent the message to Durwood and I called him on the phone and said, did you see what just happened? He said, no, what? And I said, well, he's arrested for this, this, and this. He said, holy fuck, he's getting in her now. I said, yep.
Okay, so how come the phone calls between Thursday night until 5:30 a.m. between Durwood and Daniel?
When? I don't, he never told me about them, so I couldn't tell you why.
Okay. Okay. May 1st into May 2nd.
Yeah, no, he never told me that there was any phone calls.
Fine by me. Has nothing to do with me. Okay.
be physical and hurt. Brooks Murray declined Global News' request for comment.
She's always refusing comment because she says she's not supposed to talk to anyone. We know better.
Have you ever tried to block?
I've only seen a few cases where a mother absolutely will not advocate for their children. Only a few. Only a few. And that is Gannon Stout. Well, that's a stepmother. That is, there's some that do, but we know they're guilty of sin. We have
This is the first that I've seen personally. Usually they're out there, even the guilty ones, they're out there trying to put on the show, as in people say, same as Daniel is this time. They're out there putting on a show, even though they are usually come back to being involved.
Well, Kent, what does Durwood think happened besides the story that was made up?
I couldn't tell you what his thoughts are, other than that's what he thought that happened from talking to people.
Well, he can't say that
telling them things.
he can't say that he thought it. He said he saw it.
Well, I mean, look at Susan Smith. She went on the news and, said what happened to her kids and she wanted them back and all this stuff. And here it was her that killed them.
Yeah, and the same as that one with the boy that was supposed to have gone missing there. I think it was down around Tennessee there somewhere, like this spring or summer. And they ended up finding him in the graveyard on his grandmother's grave. Like, that one was the same way.
Where?
There in the States.
I think I heard of that one. It was a woman, eh?
Yeah, the mother reported her 13-year-old or something missing, and then they ended up finding him. She confessed a couple days later that she killed him and buried him on his grandmother's grave.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'll ask Michelle after dark. Thank you.
I don't think she covered it.
Malaya, hold her down or push her.
No, all those allegations are false. And as I said, it was just to paint me in a bad light. That's basically why there's all of those allegations of abuse came out. I never physically abused Malaya.
Okay, I'm going to ask Jeannie first. How come when he said, I've never physically abused Malaya, why did he take a big gulp. I'm asking.
Because that's a big lie. That is why he had to take that big gulp so he could think about what he was going to say next. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he was going to try to say that he never abused Malaya, as he stated in the past.
Mhm.
And we know that that's not the truth. And abuse can be in many different forms other than physical.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't think he's got charges for talking mean to her.
I don't know. These are very serious charges.
Mm-hmm. Holly Jolly said he's a liar. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not about talking to her. The mental controlling factor, the forcible confinement and holding down, and separation from her family and friends, like all that are forms of abuse.
Now, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask Kent this real quick. Where do you separate the line between an abused woman and children missing?
I'm like, what do you mean?
Well, you'd have to ask Michelle after dark.
That's not very nice. I'm being nice to you.
Honey, I'm joking with you. At what
point? You asked me a serious question. Like that shouldn't be joking. You asked me a serious question. What's the difference? Or what is the separating line? Yeah, I don't think there is.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. So remember, it is pending charges against Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
At what point does a mother not protect her children?
When she can't protect them.
Okay.
Or she can no longer protect them.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I totally understand battered woman syndrome, but battered women syndrome always goes down to you do the unthinkable to protect your children. Has anyone ever seen the movie The Burning Bed?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, any other movies or case files where a woman does something horrible, but it's not to protect herself, it's to protect her children. So that's my question. Was she brainwashed? Because Francine, she was getting the dog shit beat out of her. And I mean horrible. Now, abuse is always going to damage your brain. Always, always, always. Being told you're worthless. You're a piece of shit. You're this, you're that. At some point, someone has to have the fortitude to say, I'm done. So when I hear about U-Hauls, and remember, I'm being fair here. I'm being fair on each side. I'm not being biased. So when we have on each side, he's doing this to her, he's doing this to kids, and they're getting money from Patty. Belinda's always available. It's almost like a Jennifer Soto story again, that she would just rather go to bed and stay away from Stefan Stearns. It's becoming very similar to me. It's rinse and repeat. You know?
Well, isn't that obvious? With like one thing that we do know is that they missed 41 days of school, right?
Okay, I'm not talking about their school record. I'm saying when you talk about the battered women syndrome, it's not an excuse. I don't know about Canada, but here, the battered women syndrome will not excuse children being missing or murdered. And I'm not saying they've been murdered.
I wouldn't say it would excuse, but
some people, and I'm not saying everybody, but I think what you're trying to say, Janie, is some people would have a little bit of compassion or justification with the battered woman syndrome being involved. But that doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't make it right, and I don't believe it would make it right, but it's a very touchy situation. I mean, Malaya, allegedly, Malaya was being, controlled. She was being, mentally, could be physically abusive. We don't know. But
well, definitely mentally.
Well, mentally.
Mhm.
If that beats your self-esteem down to low.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and her watching, this big man beat her kids. She wanted out. She wanted to get out. At the end, she just wanted to go. That's all she wanted to do. She wanted to take her kids and get out of there. And I believe, he could have done something in front of her to the kids. And she was scared
so we have to talk about that too. She might have been scared if she tries to leave, something's going to happen. What I'm looking at right now is you have 3 capable adults. We know about the confinement charge, which I'm going to go ahead and take a leap and say this is about Malaya. Now, how Malaya wasn't allowed to leave, however, Jack and Lily were, and the wrench was in the door because of bears, I will never know. Don't know. I can't even understand it. Don't even understand it. But at some point...
Well, the wrench in the doors got nothing to do with her confinement. It's on the inside the door. She'd be able to take it out as well as anybody else.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant if you have to have a wrench in the door to keep bears out, then that means if you're worried about bears getting into your trailer, then why are you not worried about the kids being out in the yard alone with no supervision and bears are around them, according to Daniel?
Yes. And that's the same point that I was when you were talking about the lazy parents and whatnot, or I thought I heard lazy parents. And that's what I was getting at with the 41 days missed of school. We know that the kids had to be seatbelted in on the school bus. And we also know that the bus driver's not supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. That the parent is supposed to be out with the kids at the bus stop and buckle their own kids into the seatbelts.
Yes.
Because of liability.
Yes.
So, to me, by them missing 41 days of school, that shows that however many mornings, Malaya and or Daniel, whoever you want to say, both of them, didn't want to take the time to get up out of fucking bed and go out to the school bus to buckle the kids into the seats. So therefore, what's easier to do? Stay in bed and let them stay home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But who doesn't know, if you're a proper parent, what time to go to bed, what time to get up and get your children to school? And, who deprives their child an education? Who does that?
Nobody should.
Well, a lot of parents do. A lot of parents take their kids right out of school and homeschool them.
Well, I'm not a lot of parents. I want my children to have an education.
Oh, me too. I would have never done that.
Now, my son had a case of senioritis his high school year because he had one credit he needed to get. He'd be like, it's just an English credit, and I'm already in the Air Force. And, as you've noticed, I know how to speak English. And I'm like, just get your ass to class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been speaking English since you were like 9 months old. You've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, and that in itself is a crime. You're depriving your children of an education, socialization, and things like that. You want to take them out of school and you want to do it yourself? Good luck. You're 10
There's still standards you have to meet.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a prime example. Friday morning, neither one of them got up when supposedly Jack and Lily were up. They never got up. They stayed in bed. So
Yeah, so as a 4 and 6 year old, are you supposed to cook yourself breakfast, even if it is a bowl of cereal?
exactly. You're supposed to get up with your kids. When your kids get up, you get up.
You're up. That's the responsibility when you do the deed and have children.
Exactly.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with homeschooling, but I've always said, then you're smarter than me. Because once my kids got to 4th grade, I looked like an idiot. I'm like, hold on, what is this?
Oh, it's way different than what we are used to back then.
When I went to school, math was multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division. Now, if you ask me to do a math problem the way that they're trying to teach kids today in school, I think I would have quit school too, because I can't do it.
Oh my God, I can't remember how many times my daughter brought homework home for math, and I'm like, what is this? I mean,
I said 10 times 10 is 100. What are you going to show this 1, 2, 3, 4? This times this. It's crazy.
You literally have to show your work and how you got that answer.
And I believe that is part of the problem with teenagers. Not all, but some teenagers. If you go to a fast food restaurant, if the register didn't tell them how much change to give back, they wouldn't have a goddamn clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not the way they were taught math.
That's what I'm talking about. Wanda Green summed up. She said both of them are shit parents. I think parent is
a loose term.
That's a very loose term. Great comment.
Because if they were parents.
And remember, this show, it's tagged Jack and Lily. I understand Daniel's charges. I do. I totally understand. I also understand that somehow it's involved in the disappearance of these beautiful children. You can't tell me it's not.
Never physically abused Malaya.
Martel says he approved of these redactions being lifted, adding not much has changed when it comes to his public reputation.
I've been, trying to keep the public up to date as much as possible. My image hasn't changed at all. It was always...
No one knows you. No one cares about your image. Look where you live.
There is another form of control right there. I approved it. I approved it to come out. It wasn't his choice. It was the police and the court's choice whether they were going to put that out there or not his.
You're exactly right. Lori Green said the Bears were the least of their problems.
Oh yes.
Okay, so then we get to this. He's worried about his public image. Well, it's all going to come out. Everything comes out in the wash. Sometimes it's washed again, put back in the dryer, worn again, put back in the wash, put back in the dryer, worn again. If
you're afraid of your public image, then adjust your behavior.
Exactly.
Sound advice, Kent.
Daniel's evil, Daniel's a monster, and
Daniel's evil, Daniel's a monster. And but are the exact same thing in a sentence.
With that painted narrative, the public automatically will just jump to the belief of guilt.
He says he provided his DNA to run forensics on Lily's blanket, which was found in the woods by family members on May 2nd.
They didn't need a warrant to have my DNA.
Lie, lie, lie. But we already know that.
So I was willing to do it. I watched them sign on the consent form, no criminal involvement in the case.
Okay, so he's talking about the consent form to get his DNA. Now, I've got some breaking news for you, and this is so easy to find on Google. So easy to find. All right. Okay. Here is the consent to provide a biological sample to the Data Bank of Canada. And yes, this same form is used by the RCMP. And it's nothing but a bunch of stuff that you have to read to consent. Okay? If someone asked me for my DNA, it would look different, obviously. But the check marks he's talking about don't make any sense. I went all the way back to 2001. There is no check mark that says he's innocent. How can you say that before you have the evidence back? Can someone explain that to me? Kent, can you explain that? Because no one told him that.
It's the self-belief.
Mm-hmm. Daniel has what I call he leans on his mom. And as he said on another channel, he leans on his good looks. I don't see it, but hey, some ladies might. And he leans on his drugs to get his way. To be quite honest, he holds everyone hostage because of his selfish ways. And if anybody wants this form, I can send it to you. Because there is no check mark. I mean, there's none that said this person is innocent or whatever he's talking about. Let me look at it real quick. I'm going to blow it up for myself. I understand that the forensic DNA analysis and calling me. I understand that the forensic DNA analysis in comparison to my DNA profile might result in incidental findings such as revealing previously unknown biological information. I understand that my DNA profile might be retained by the NDDB indefinitely, but only for such time as to fulfill the investigation purposes for which the profile was first developed, and as long as my consent remains in effect. Access to my DNA will be removed from the voluntary donors index without delay upon the receipt of written notification in accordance with legal requirements. I understand I may withdraw my consent for the use of my biological sample and derived DNA profile information at any time by withdrawing my consent. I have read the accompanying private notice and I understand that it forms part of my declaration of consent. I have been advised, he said this was the last box. He said the last box basically said he's innocent. I'm paraphrasing. I have been advised that I may seek independent legal advice with respect to my participation. I have been permitted time to do so, and I have exercised or waived that right. Okie doke. That's exactly what happened. Anybody that wants a copy of this form, I will send it right to you.
To have my DNA, so I was willing to do it. I watched them.
Or you can call your local in Canada and you can get it yourself. You're not going to see what Daniel explained.
Signing the consent form, no criminal involvement in the case of Lily and Jack. So it was nice to see that, that box checked for no criminal involvement. I signed my name on the consent sheet.
The disappearance of the Sullivan siblings is still being treated as a missing persons investigation.
I just read the consent sheet. He lied. He lied.
I'm not surprised. He's been lying since the very beginning. I'm not surprised he lied.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, take his word with a grain of salt.
Oh, do you?
That.
Do you think in any of these cases would somebody, say, oh my God, but this person said that, it must be true. These people have things to hide. That's the reason it's called true crime.
Exactly. That's
we have
right.
Crime and we're telling the truth. The name of my channel, Crime Lines, which is a timeline, and Lies, Criminals Lie. And I used to be able to say that Daniel's not a criminal, but it seems like right now he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's still innocent till proven guilty, though. He's charged, but he's not guilty yet.
True. That's true.
But we all know that the circumstances provide the evidence for the result, right?
A lot of people throw that at me. They say to me, well, they're innocent till proven guilty, Brooks. They're innocent till proven guilty. And I always say that's for the courts, not for me.
Yeah.
Because the minute I see someone in silver bracelets and I know they have umpteen court appearances, I know something must be going on. And again, this is about two little children that need help. I am not going to waste recording hours on here taking up for Daniel or Malaya or Janie.
Nope.
Yeah. Despite the involvement of major crimes.
But when they do have a suspect and they dive into investigating that suspect or group of individuals, then it will pivot to a criminal investigation at that point.
Ella MacDonald, Global News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
So since he says suspect, so he doesn't believe the kids wandered into the woods? Is that what he's saying?
No, I don't know. I can't really exactly pick his brain. I don't know.
But he said they weren't in the woods, right?
No, he said it many times.
Yeah.
And so when people say innocent till proven guilty, call me Judge Wapner. I'm the people's court. All I can do is look at the court documents and say, holy shit, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of investigation. Way more than I can do in a damn Facebook group. I'm telling you right now.
But I think we can pretty much agree that they didn't wander into the woods.
100%.
100%.
And if they're in the woods, they're more than likely outside of the original search area, and they got there with help.
Exactly. And I just want to say that sexual assault charge is a very serious charge. For whoever the complainant is. They must have a lot of proof to back that up. Other than
well,
that,
I think the DNA was the last.
I agree. Other than
right?
that, he wouldn't have been charged. So there has to be a lot of proof.
Yeah, the DNA was I think,
agree.
the kicker that.
I agree.
from the time the assault or whenever the sexual assault happened, they had a DNA sample from that time.
Yep.
And when he provided his DNA sample and
It
they
was a
ran the
hit.
test,
It was a
there's
hit.
your match. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
Okay, I'm going to answer some things from the chat. Cat OG said, I feel like if a woman wants to stay with a man who hurts her kids, then they are just as culpable for the harm that happens to their children as the abuser. Thank you, Kat. Nancy Darr said, Malaya isn't innocent in all of this, in my opinion. Did she deserve to be abused? Absolutely not. No. And someone asked, did her blood get taken? No, they have her DNA from when she went to the hospital in November of 2024.
In other news today, the search continues this morning for 2 missing children in rural Nova Scotia. Crews have been combing through the woods around Pictou County since Friday, when police believe they wandered away from their home. Brett Ruskin is live in Halifax. He's picking up the story for us this morning. Where do things stand today, Brett, with the search effort?
Why is he in Halifax? Isn't that quite a ways away from Lansdowne?
An hour and a half.
Oh, okay. That'd be like somebody in Oklahoma City talking about Tulsa. I was just confused.
But our main media locations are all in the city. They're like, they don't have local offices no more.
Well, if you're going to report on something, you put some gas in your car and you go there and report. You don't stand there in front of a very pretty lake and say, I'm in Halifax. The crime didn't happen there if there is a crime. I can't say there's a crime because RCMP said there's no criminal investigation yet. But I promise it's brewing.
Efforts are continuing this morning for these 2 missing children here in Nova Scotia. So we have 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. They went missing on Friday morning. Now, we heard from the children's stepfather recently. Here's what he had to say about this situation.
I've got to run there, Brooke. Thanks for having me up.
The last few days have been very stressful. I mean,
Where are you going, Kent? You going to plow?
No, my nurse is coming, so I don't think you guys want to listen to that conversation.
Oh, I can mute you and you can listen. Okay.
Yeah.
ever since the Friday morning when we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle.
Friday morning, we noticed the children's were gone. Okay.
Vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as we could, and waited for the police to get there.
I can't hear him talking.
So again, this search began with family members and has now expanded to dozens of search and rescue volunteers. About 160 people were on the ground yesterday. There were dogs brought in to try to catch a scent of these two children. There were 8 drone units in the skies searching, as well as a couple of helicopters as well, each one of them equipped with infrared sensors and cameras looking for these children. Now, we heard from police talking about some of the challenging conditions and logistical issues that they are running into with this situation.
I think the logistical challenges are from problems getting through the woods. Again, it's quite an anomaly for 2 children to be heard all morning and then suddenly go poof.
Yeah, Janie was even saying they had to carry Jack through the woods because he couldn't get through the woods.
It still does confuse me that Malaya wanted an Amber Alert, which now, after hearing everything, she would rather it be an abduction. She's like, well, it could be anything, after they'd already told her there's no way these children have been abducted. Shenanigans, thank you for your super sticker. Please discuss Darren and Daniel's call on May 1st. Not sure how Kentwood didn't know about his Bessie, Love Shan. I will do that in a separate show. I certainly will, because their calls that went on from May 1st into the morning of May 2nd are weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very strange. And I'm sure by now they have the geofencing and they have the digitals, and they know that this is an unusual conversation. Very unusual that they had that much contact from May 1st to May 2nd.
Yes.
The situation on the ground. Here's what police had to say about this search.
With the wet weather, it makes things a little more complicated for our searchers. Given they're in the woods, it's wet, things are slippery.
I can't hear that.
The greatest.
Sorry.
It's the water's it's not the best, but they're still trudging through and they're still working hard at doing the job that they have to do.
Again, we know that 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan went missing on Friday morning. That is when this search.
Okay, but Daniel is asking for the public's help. Now we know the pending charges, and yet, get your fat ass out of there. We know the pending charges on Daniel. And when people say, has nothing to do with Jack and Lily, Brooks, you're just digging too deep. You're like really far reaching. Of course it does. Think about what those babies had to witness. Think about it. We're talking about hospital stays.
Yeah, they must have been terrified.
How many of you have ever, asking for a friend, have ever been called to a police station or wherever and said, we need your DNA and here's a consent form?
Never. I've never. That's never happened to me before.
No, but we're all supposed to believe this. And as far as the question about Malea's DNA, again, I'm not taking up for Daniel or Malea because I don't know. I don't know. I can say this right now. Her DNA is in a kit somewhere at a hospital in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
And I think you got easily put together.
Yeah.
Lori, this is so important. If you're living somewhere where you're scared, obviously you don't want to use your children as pawns, but you can put a note in their backpack and say, give this to your teacher. They will get you out of there.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say that Malea had a lot of opportunities to leave and she just didn't want to. Some people will say it's because she liked the drugs. Some people will say because she didn't want to be dependent on her mom, dad, or grandma anymore, but she still was. They were all helping her. Everybody was helping them.
But is it because she didn't leave because he threatened her? Is that why? Like, we don't know the circumstances.
No, we don't. We don't. And we don't.
No, and all we can do right now is speculate. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. We weren't in the house.
And I mean, I don't know about Nova Scotia. I can say battered women syndrome here. That would be like if you attacked your husband or your wife because they had been hurting the children. Beyond that, if something happens to your children and you did nothing about it, it won't fly. Too many people have tried it. Too many. And so we will just have to see. I mean, Right now, there's
Wow.
absolutely zero charges for Malaya, Janie, or Daniel. And it takes a long time to get a plan. It truly, truly does. So if Malaya did something, let me put it this way. I'm just talking out my ass right now. If Malaya did do something or stand back, I'm just going to equate it to my state. If Malaya truly sat back and let all this go down, and she said, I was trying to get the guts to leave, I don't know how that would fly in Nova Scotia. I can truly see why she took off when the kids went missing, because the whole rumor about how she was thrown off the property is not true. It is not true, especially what we're seeing right now, because Daniel wants full control. And that is not an opinion. By everything I am reading, it's fact.
No, she was not thrown off the property. Her family was thrown off the property by Janie. That is what happened.
Because they were blaming Daniel. And God forbid you ever blame Daniel for anything.
Exactly. That is why. But, I mean, my opinion is that Malaya witnessed something that Thursday night, and it just, everything happened all at once. And this is why she got out of there so fast, because obviously, I mean, my opinion is that she knew what happened to the kids. Otherwise, why would she leave so fast?
Yep.
And why would she block him on every social media, take all the pictures that she had on her social media of him? Why would she do all that?
Yeah. And I mean, has anyone ever seen anything like traumatic in their life where you just shut it out?
Yes.
Remember, we're all people.
Yes.
I mean, we're all people. I remember when my son went to the Air Force, I mean, I was shut out for like 4 days.
Yep.
I had to go to the ER and take medication.
Yep.
I do think that there could be some blackmail going on. There could be something going on. Now, in my mind, again, it doesn't excuse what happened to Jack and Lily. It does not.
There will be nothing to justify what anybody says about what happened to Jack and Lily. It will never be justified. You could never justify that.
There's zero. Have you ever seen Justice in a Crime, Jeannie?
Yeah.
No, I mean, no. I mean, like what? Someone goes to jail for a little bit, they get out to do it again.
Yes.
The only true justice is if they get the death penalty.
That's right. That's
Shenanigans.
exactly.
Brooks, please PM me after your live. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Christine, for the super sticker. You guys are amazing. There's no true justice. The true justice is in hell.
That is exactly right. And all these prisoners talk about, oh, we found God. I found God. What? So you mean to tell me if you were let out today, you wouldn't kill again? Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm. But there's other people in the background that I'm very sus of. I'm very sus of, because I don't think this is just Daniel. I don't think this is just Malaya. It's kind of looking like a ring to me right now. And I just think this is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, there's more going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt in my mind there's going to be more stuff that's going to come out.
And there's zero excuses for children not being provided an education, living in a damn rat trap like Lily and Jack were living in, purple and green bruises,
Yep.
that were blamed on Lily. There's no excuse.
No,
There's
and
no excuse.
they were going to school actually with no coats, like it was the winter, and they were going to school with no warm coats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these kids weren't taken care of. They weren't. There's no question in my mind. They were not being taken care of properly.
Well, I can tell you right now, everyone's got to sleep sometime. So I totally understand the battered woman syndrome. I do. Hence why Francine, she was acquitted after she burnt down the house and killed her husband. She was doing it to save herself and her children. Okay? I get it with Gary in Louisiana that killed the man that was abusing his son. Okay? No jury would touch it. I get it for Aaron in Arkansas that killed the man that was abusing his daughter. I understand those things.
Yeah.
It seems to me that since Daniel and Janie entered her life, it's gone kaput.
100%.
Kaput.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, it's going to get worse before it becomes better.
Oh, it always does, Brooks. It always does.
Exactly right. And I'm not here to play judge or jury.
No.
We're just here to discuss, because I know everyone has feelings about these cases, and we're never going to be right.
Yeah.
Until the trial goes on. But I want to say thank you so much to my good friend Jeannie. Boy, I tell you what, we go back a long time. It's almost been 7 years, Jeannie.
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
It's been crazy. What a crazy adventure. I'm telling you.
Yes.
And so just remember, don't believe everything that you hear in the groups on social media or even from the media. The proof will be in the pudding. And when someone has a charge against them, there is something behind it that I promise. Because I mean, we're not talking about North Korea here, okay? This is Canada. There is something behind it. And, you know, Malea's going to be okay. She's living with her friend. She's doing fine.
Yeah.
The children are not. And they haven't been, according to all the court documents, for a very long time. And that's our focus, okay? Malea's a big girl.
Yeah.
Malea's a big girl. And justice is coming. It really is.
Yeah, sadly, there was nobody to protect those little kids. Nobody.
And that's a sad day. That's a very sad day in Canada that nobody would protect them. It really is.
It is. Yeah.
Between Janie, nobody noticed anything. Daniel, Malaya, like I said, someone's got to sleep sometime.
Well, I mean, Janie, she's seen the kids. Obviously, she must have seen the black eye or the black eyes. She had to have. How could she not? You know? My advice is, if you see something, say something. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your family or your best friend. I don't care. If you see a child being abused, say something.
Yeah,
abuse turns to murder. And I've seen way too many cases now where children are being murdered by their own parents. I'm sorry. This just really bothers me so much.
It is bothering. It is. It is. And there's, kids are annoying. They're irritating. They don't want to eat what we make for dinner. I mean, they don't want to go to sleep. We want them to. They want to take a bath when they want to. No excuse for them going missing.
None.
All right. Well, I will see you guys on the next one. And Jeannie, again, thank you so much. If you all want to join where'd I get that? Jeannie's group, please get in there. Because, I mean, as all the Facebook groups, it is the most factual. You guys are the absolute best. And I will see you on the next one.
Thanks,
actually, I got to thank a few people. Cat OG, thank you for the Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Mirror Camp, member for 31 months. My goodness. Cheryl, thank you. Justice is coming. You're right. Sister Karen, should have kept Connie's house in Florida. Yeah, because it's cold as it's cold as a well digger's dick. Gaelic, Daniel can kiss his so-called nice guy image by. All right. Oh, Daphne is a new YouTube member. Let's see here. Shenanigans. Please discuss Darren and Daniel's phone call. I will do that. I'll tell you right now. Mau Mau is a new YouTube member. Shenanigans. Please PM me after you're live. Are we friends on Facebook? I don't know. And then Christine, thank you for the super sticker. You guys are the absolute best. Sometimes I leave without saying thank you, but I'm telling you something right now. Somebody on that hill knows something. And before we get to the end of it, I think it could be Jessica Martell that was arrested 8 days ago in New Glasgow. Trafficking, possession, for the purpose of trafficking. Okay, this is Daniel's cousin. And I know Earl knows something. Forgive the grammar. He said, it should be sad to say, but karma comes to people that lie and for gain and hide their shit to divert attention. He's talking about his son. You know how I know? Because he told me. So I will see you on the next one.
Thanks, Brooks. Bye.
You're the best.